Just adjusting for this upside down street. Okay, are we good? Are we good? Are we good? I hope we're good. I hope we're good. Howdy, everybody. It's Thursday. I wanted to start stream on time rather than finish setting up and then get going. But I am going to start with 5 minutes on the rock stepper and put some music on while I'm doing that. And then I will get started. Today I'm going to be doing, I think I titled it Keep It Moving because that's just my goal, is to just move the whole time. Not necessarily cardio, but I will probably do some Pilates, definitely stretching, of course. So yeah, here's some Ibiza Club Del Mar. looks like it was about 5 minutes. Okay. So about 10 minutes into the stream now. Warming up or stretching out my ankles while I'm doing this. For me, it's a stretch just to sit on them. For some people, that's not hard. For others, you might not be able to sit on your ankles yet. If that's the case, you can always put a pillow in between your feet and your bum, and that will give you a chance to allow gravity to help you rest while still keeping the distance you need for your quads or whatever it might be that's holding you from feeling comfortable in the stretch. And like I said, I'm going to try and just keep it moving. So I am sort of twisting my feet, the top of my feet, into the ground and turning my knees outward. And I'm only really doing this for the top of my feet, kind of like stretch out. One of those being my tarsals. Ugh, feels nice. I actually have a foot massager, and it's a really nice one. I think it's nice. I like it, but I never use it. And when I remember I have it, I end up using it for like an hour. And I'm like, oh, I need to use this all the time, and then I forget. But I'm thinking about getting ready to pull some more stuff out of my storage unit and put some stuff in there. So I actually bought new hair extensions. So if you guys know me, well, you probably wouldn't know this actually, because I didn't really do my hair that much when I started streaming. I don't even do it right now because I don't go anywhere. But normally, I have gray hair. I've always really liked gray hair. Like if you look back at my pictures from like the last like 10 years, I have gray hair like at some point. And so, I also really like teal with mint, teal like light aqua color. And so, instead of dyeing my hair myself, as in like getting black hair, bleaching it, and then finding the color I want and dyeing it, I decided to buy the hair pre-colored fully and then dye the part that's not black. Because it's easier to dye something completely black than it is to like bleach and color and all that, right? You would think. This is like the 4th time I've done this in my life where I've always bleached it and did the works, and I'm like, and to be fair, they didn't always have the kind of extensions that I like in the colors that I want. Like they're fairly new as far as like availability is concerned. And technically they're not even the kind I really like. They're just like the best version. Like they're doable for the price. So I bought 2 sets. I bought a pair of gray and I bought a pair of blue. And the blue ones I bought pre-cut, but they weren't the cut that I wanted. I was like, whatever. The gray ones I bought not pre-cut, but I was like, I think I want to try them not pre-cut because then I can cut them specifically for my head, right? So I spent all this time in the gray, measuring my head, like putting everything down. Like, thankfully I didn't sew anything because I was like, I'd rather dye it and then sew. So I went to dye the hair. And I'm dyeing it now. I have to wait for the dye to get to me, right? And then I have to like actually like apply it, let it sit, wash it, all that. After a day and a half, I go to wash the hair, thinking I did a really good job. And I kid you not, all of the dye washes out because it's not real fucking hair, it's fake hair. was so mad. So I was like being extra careful, and I wasted money on dye and like all the other stuff. And just to find out that it's not even real hair. I'm like, ugh. But the blue hair is great. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about the blue hair is that it's not cut the lengths that I want it to be. But it's really cheap in my opinion. I feel like, I mean, technically you're buying like very small amounts, which is why it's like not the best value. But because you're buying such small amounts, it's like $15, which is like, honestly, people spend more than that when they go to like eat a meal. So I don't mind spending that on my hair extensions. But yeah, I was gonna wear them for the stream. I had them on yesterday. And then because I had them on the whole day yesterday, I didn't feel like putting them back in today. So. But I like them. I did have to order another set because the size that I bought was too short for me. Which is weird, like it feels like they're too short when I have them in my hair. And then when I take a picture of it, it looks too long. So I don't really know what to do about that. But I'm gonna work with it. Like I said, it's new. New. Okay, let's try and make sure that I don't just talk the whole time and actually get in some. I like to call it the butterfly method, which is that as long as I do one thing on one side, I'll be even, right? Like butterflies are symmetrical, but also doing something on one side usually leads to me wanting to do something else, right? Like I do it on the right side, I'm like, ooh, there's an extra tight spot. I'm gonna do this on this side. Oh my god, now I'm gonna do it on that side. And it kind of just goes back and forth. So maybe I just coined that method, the butterfly method, but as far as building an organic flow as you go, the butterfly method. Think about keeping it symmetrical and allow your body to flow with what it's asking for. I feel my hips open up a lot here. A little tighter on my left side than my right side. I'm also letting my neck kind of chime in here. It might not look like it, but I'm holding my neck back. Let me turn it down a little. So, unfortunately for me, my haters they've been upset. I've upset my haters, and I apologize. Again, I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. I always say, if I'm doing something that makes you feel bad, I am really just trying to help other people feel better about themselves, and not on here to be like, look what I can do. You can't do this at all. You're literally like, do this with me. And so, like I said in the past, I was like, what team are you really fighting for at the end of the day? I don't know what else to say other than you don't have to be on my page if it hurts you. But somebody reported my TikTok page yesterday. I took probably like a good hour worth of time to make a video for my TikTok specifically. Like I wasn't gonna post it on my Instagram. And it was just basically me doing another closet challenge, which is just like me. I picked a black skirt and I was like, how many outfits can I make with one other top? No other accessories or anything like that. Because last time it was one top, different skirts, and this time it was one skirt, different tops. And so there's nothing, out of the ordinary. I'm not even doing a handstand, so you can't say like my ass is hanging out or anything like that. And I'm in my room, literally the exact same everything as my other closet videos. And it got flagged as a TikTok violation. And I and it just says it's a violation, and when you go into like read the details, it just says read the guidelines, and then the guidelines, it's just basically like, you know, like nudity and like shit like that. Like, I'm like, okay, so I don't see how I fall into this category. Like, I'm definitely completely covered. I'm in my room. There's no like substances or anything like that, right? And so I reported it, or I like appealed it or whatever, to have them review it. And 5 minutes after I sent the appeal, they came back and they were like, no, it's a violation. And they still didn't say what the violation is. And there's no way for me to respond. There's no way for me to reach out. Like, they have like a contact us, like, triage thing, but it doesn't actually get you to anyone. It's just one of those like robots that like circles you into the like troubleshooting, you know, suggestions, which is just back to the guidelines of nothing that I broke. And so I asked AI, I was like, hey, like how can I like find out at least what I did, you know, like so that because I'm like, can I just repost it? Like, I think I just got flagged. Like, honestly, I think someone just flagged it because they're upset because it was probably a really cute video, right? Well, that's the thing. It's like, how desperate in life can you be that you're like, you see someone doing something and you feel like you have to destroy it? Like, that makes you feel better about yourself. Like, you know, you're making your life worse, right? Like, you're literally just perpetrating more bad things. If you're already not happy with your life, because you must not be happy if you're spending your time doing that. What? So yeah, I'm kind of sad because I'm like, bruh, like I literally only made it for TikTok. Like, that was gonna be my secondary TikTok thing, where I just like randomly do closet challenge. Because I love having my different, like, I think I told you guys, like when that Clueless scene happened when Claire's like in her closet or looking through her closet with like the digital thing, like that's like always been a thing. And like I said, like I've always been really big on Pinterest, but it still doesn't add up to like seeing what's in your closet and like how it looks on your body in the moment. So having it live on my TikTok is like, oh, okay, like I said, even though it's not all of my clothes, like being able to show 30 different tops on one plain skirt is a really fast way to be like, okay, like of these tops, which one would be cool to wear? And I could change out the skirt or the bottom, you know, whatever the case may be. So, again, I don't know. There's no way for me to ask. I know I didn't violate anything. I personally feel like it was just reported, but the fact that I appealed it and it still got rejected, it makes me feel like it was either some sort of automated thing. Because I know I was talking to this like engineer once. Technically, I don't really know who he was, just some random dude that I was talking to on X. But he was basically like, sometimes you don't even actually have to do violations, you just have to have certain keywords, and they assume that your content is a violation because they don't want to have to like go back and be like, oh, you're wrong. And I did. I mean, unfortunately, I said mini skirt, which that shouldn't be. Like, that's the only thing I can think of that make people be like, oh, like, they're trying to like get girls in mini skirts or something. Like, because I used the word girly pop and I used mini skirt. So like that's me trying to think like very crudely of like what could possibly have gone wrong. And just like that combination could be like predatory, I guess. But like that's all I could think of because like I said, I'm literally fully clothed. I'm not doing anything. In the music is from TikTok. Like it was a song that TikTok literally suggested. It wasn't a song that was playing in the background of my room or anything like that. So now I have to post it on my Instagram, which I'm just so disengaged with my Instagram now. Like, I feel like the only reason why I go on Instagram is when I'm posting something from my ex account that I also want to share on my Instagram. A lot of times I don't even actually look at my feed. like I will just post my own shit, and then I'll go in and see who looked at it, or if somebody like responded to something that I posted, I'll like message them. And I feel guilty about it too, because I know there's people that get online on Instagram. Like, I think right now people know Facebook has never been something I use, and I've actually used it more in the last year than I have in like a decade. But Instagram, I think people think I'm still kind of on there, and I'm still kind of active. So I feel bad knowing that like there are people that look at my posts every single time I post, and I don't even look at their stories at all. But it's like, I don't look at anybody's stories. I try though. I mean, if I notice somebody's like looking at my story and they're like actually engaging with my shit, I'll like go back and I'll go into their profile and like make sure that like I've liked all their stuff. Cause that's another thing, like Instagram won't show you people's stuff that you actually engage with. They'll show you some like promoted bullshit, or like people that have like a shit ton of whatever. And I'm just like, I don't care. And that's what makes you not want to be on there. It's like, just show me the people that I actually follow. Okay, let's do a little bit of spine work and tips here. But yeah, I think I was like I said, I was fully clothed, so there's no way it could be like, oh, you're indecent or anything. Like, ridiculous. And the thing about TikTok that's scary is I've seen people that have had like over 1 million followers get their accounts fucking deleted with no help at all. And so I'm like a nobody fucking Twitch user. Like, I don't even have enough engagement. I mean, honestly, I don't. There's like, if somebody with 1 million views can't get their shit restored, I know there's no chance for me. So I'm just like, okay, like, all I really care about is avoiding it in the future. And if it's just a matter of like the words that I used, or if it literally is somebody that like reported it. Because again, if I post the same video, it's the same content I've done before. In fact, I literally was wearing a mini skirt and a crop top in the last video that I had. Like, that was the whole video. So there's no reason for them to be like, all of a sudden now it's a problem. Ugh, it's annoying. I don't know what's gonna happen to my account though. It definitely says it's gonna take like 14 days to be like off like probation or some shit like that. I don't even know what the fuck. Like, what the hell? Can you at least tell me what I did? It's just like, read the whole guideline book. Got it. And what did I do? Can I at least fucking know? I don't know. I hope that no one gets my account deleted though. That would be some devilish shit. Honestly, people have tried to kill me, so trying to take down my TikTok account is kind of like child's play. In other news, I have not left my house. Well, the weather's been nice. My sleeping, like, I'm not gonna expose myself, but you know, we had the festivities earlier this week, and yesterday I was up and going, I was good, and I don't know, out of nowhere, I fell asleep in like the middle of the afternoon. I'm completely unprepared for that. And I didn't think I was gonna be able to fall asleep again last night. And then I still did, so that was good. So, I think I'll be fine. The only problem is I have to remember to take my medication. I don't want to take it too soon because obviously, like, I want to be awake. It makes me fall asleep, like, right away. I want to be, like, shut down right now. But when I don't know that I'm gonna fall asleep, then I don't take my medication and pass out. And it, like, messes up my medication schedule. And that's not good for me. So I have to be more on top of that. Oh, this feels nice on my lower back. Oh. It's actually very tight on my lower back. So what do you think about me opening up a studio? Would that be weird? Because I've been thinking about it, like, I don't know if I didn't tell anybody this because I don't want people to be in my business, but I'm not getting unemployment because of what happened with my job. Like, I'm still trying to fight everything, and I haven't really, like, I just haven't heard anything back from unemployment at all, so I have nothing else to do but apply for jobs or figure out how I'm gonna actually get an income, because obviously, you have to have money coming in order to survive, pay bills and shit. And actually, I'm gonna go back this way. So I've been applying for jobs, and like, the hardest part is honestly like not lying to myself about even being interested. Like, I'm looking at the availability of what's open, and I'm just like, one, I don't even want this job. So I can't imagine myself like applying and then going in for an interview and acting like I care. Like, it's just like I've gotten to the point in my life, especially having had a career that I went to school for, where it's just like I'm not here to like appease someone's ego. Like, I have a function, assign me to my task, and let me do my job, And that's kind of like, what is that called? What they call it? Like a tradies view? If you're like Australian, you know that. And it's just like, let me do what I need to do. I'm like, I'm gonna go. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just learn how to work on Jeeps, and I'll just be a Jeep person. Like, I'll just have like a Jeep dealership or like auto place, and I'll just only work on Jeeps. Like, because if I only know how to work on Jeeps, like, I'll be fine. Like, I'll learn everything I need to learn. And Washington has so many Jeeps. But then I'm like, I don't want to live in Washington. Like, I really don't. I don't mind living here if like I'm teaching and my life is already squared away. But to like have to like go through like training and do all that shit again just to stay in Washington, like, no, like, I'll go train on like an island somewhere and like do that shit somewhere else. So then I was like, okay, like, I know I have to be here for at least another 6 months because of my lease. So what's something I could do that, regardless of what I decide to do after, I could take with me? And I think I told you guys, like, I really want to do the sound meditation and healing training, because that's something that I've always been like really interested in, as far as like frequency and vibration and like what different sounds do. Like, I used to teach my students about like Mr. Yagasaka or something. I don't know his fucking name anymore. It's been so long. But like the guy that talks about like what happens when you speak to water, and did like all those water experiments. And like we would do experiments like talking to plants and like different objects and shit. And like that shit really works. And so it's like, well, if we can prove that in science in a fucking like middle school class or some random shit, then it's obviously something I can make happen on a larger scale with like actual healing and like the cells in the body and stuff. If I put the time into like actually like taking it seriously instead of just being like, oh, like I read something about that, so like now I understand why people say that praying over your food is beneficial. Oh, this feels good. But yeah, so I was like, if I do the training, I think it's like a couple grand, but then I'll have like a certification, and then if I decide to move, I can take it with me to wherever I go and open up a place wherever I go. Or if I decide to stay here, I can open a place here and do the treatments or the therapies there. Because honestly, you guys, like, I just don't know how I could work for somebody else without them, like, finding me. Like, I'm gonna keep applying for jobs, of course, but it's just like, I'm not gonna be able to lie. Like, I'm not gonna be able to pretend like I care about selling someone's course or promoting someone's fucking book or whatever, you know, like, I can't do it. I don't care. I'm too much of a humanitarian, and I've learned too much about doing what you love to go back to doing something for money. I just can't. Oh, but I think if I get into the sound therapy, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can do sound therapy, because there's like the meditation bowls, there's the song bowls, there's like the different drums, and they also have different machines now. And then, like I said, like I really want to do like light therapy and like they work me, you know, because like different colors have like different impacts on the brain, and just like combining that with sound and stuff. I'm really good with that. You guys know, like I'm used to read music. I'm sure I could figure it out again if I really need to. So it's not like a skill that I would have to like. I don't think it would be hard for me to like pick up. But it's kind of a jump. Like it's kind of like not as bad as when I decided to go after my master's program. Because going for my master's was like 3 levels of like humbling. Like the first one is realizing you might not be smart enough to get into the program at all. It was like a really strict program, and it's not a very big program. So it's just like, damn, like I might not even get accepted. And then it's like, okay, you get accepted, but like what if you actually aren't smart enough to like keep up, right? So there's that. And then there's just the overarching fear of like it being in vain in the end. I don't know. I think doing the sound therapy would be something I could travel with, honestly. And traveling with it, I think, is probably the most important part. Because you guys, I really want to be somewhere warm. I can't wait for it to be warm here. Don't get me wrong, Seattle is beautiful, especially because we have so much water and so much nature that like blossoms when the weather is nice. But I literally grew up here, and most of the people I know despise me because I exist. Not because I did anything wrong, but just because they don't like my existence. At least that's what it feels like. I don't know. It's like, I don't know what I can do other than just like, you know, obviously what they want, just disappear so that they can thrive in lives. So you want to help somebody, and then you find out they're taking advantage of you too. You're like, well, damn, like, do I still help them, or do I just watch it all crumble? Like, at this point, everybody was out to get me anyway. Damn. I want to move to Italy. I fucking love Italy. I have never been to Greece. I want to go to Greece. There's like a whole other parts of the world that I have yet to venture to, and I just feel like there's no reason There's no reason for me to just cement myself to one spot for the sake of saying that I've established something. Like, establish a life well lived is how I see it. Establish a life well lived. And honestly, like I said, like, being a teacher and having, like, the teacher life, like, I was gonna be perfectly happy with that, and I still would be, but there are other ways to be happy. And some of them require moving around more. But I'm spoiled because when I moved to Australia, like, I've told you guys the stories a million times. I don't think there could have been a more magical experience. Everything they tell you about Australia, minus the spiders, is better than you can imagine. Nothing like what I was expecting. But to be fair, I wasn't expecting anything and I did no research. I went specifically for what I thought would be warm weather and hot guys. And it did not disappoint. It did not disappoint. Man. I think it's hard to be unattractive in Australia because you genuinely are healthier. Like, I know that sounds weird to say, but like in America, like, our food is fatty. We don't have like parks and outdoor places where people like go and like exercise and do shit. Like, it's not walkable. Like, there's no community transit, so people are like literally like in their own cars, like in their own little bubble and stuff. It's like in Australia, like, all the food is super fresh. Like, there's not that much fast food. Even the fast food they do have isn't like hard, crunchy, nasty, greasy stuff. Their McDonald's is even different. And like they have parks like tennis and like trails, like not like hiking trails because there's no mountains, but like biking trails and walking trails, and it's just like the trams, you have to walk to get to the trams. Everybody's getting on the trams, people are touching each other, so they care more about being out in the public. And yeah, I just feel like people just naturally look better because of that. Well, and because the weather's nice, obviously. Like, whenever the weather's nice, people are like showing skin and like caring more about their body because their body's like exposed. But if you've never been to Australia, I hope I'm making you want to go. That's all I'm saying. You will not be disappointed. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I say that and like hold my tongue because sometimes I miss it so much that I will go onto Google Maps and I will and I will like look through the city where I used to live and like look around the areas where I used to frequent, and they look different now. They're not the same, and I'm just like, man, COVID fucked everything up. And like, I've heard from people that are like actually still living there, obviously, that were like born there and shit, that like it has been impacted by COVID. Doesn't seem as badly, but like most of the people that I met in Australia were like party people, like out socializing and stuff, so I don't think that they would have the same perspective as someone who spent more time at home. Okay, let's do 20 on each side. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Next slide. 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw a balloon pop reel that passed, you know, when they have those like 20v1 or whatever balloons. And the girl like came up to the people for the questions, and when she's like walked up, her knees popped. And like 3 people popped their balloons. They're like, "Ah, hell no." That's just so funny. Oh my gosh. I forgot to count on this one, so I'm gonna do 2 more. And 2. Okay. Let the stream go by without doing this one. This one always just feels really good on my spine. It's good for my shoulder too, but my lower back feels nice. Crunchy. It feels nice. She wants to go out, and she's just gonna come right back in. after this. Yesterday I made some bomb-ass macaroni and cheese. I took a gamble and I used some old whipping cream. Because you know, whipping cream lasts way longer than milk does, right? So every time I have it, I'm like, oh, it's probably expired. And then I go to use it and it's not. And I'm like, damn, the expiration date on this thing is like months. And so I kind of did that yesterday, but I knew it was expired. I used it anyway. I'm alive. And it was good. It was good. It had a little buttermilk flair. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, I've been eating pasta and bread like crazy. Like crazy. Like an Italian. Like an Italian. Although, to be fair, I feel like the bread in Italy is very light. Our bread is super dense. But I like our bread when it's cold. Like the sourdough breads that we have here in the wintertime. Unmatched. Now I didn't have to do that sound effect, but I don't know. It's a little too quiet. It's a little too quiet. Yeah, if I moved, all of my stuff would fit in the storage unit that I have right now. At least the stuff that I would feel obligated to keep. So, but either way, the next step is going to be the certification for sound training. And honestly, like I said, I never do trainings unless it's something that I actually want to learn either way. I don't just do a training because I'm like, oh, I'm about to make more money. Like when you're teaching, you make more money when you keep going to school and get more degrees. But like, I didn't want to go get a degree just to say I had a degree. Like, I wanted to get something that like I actually wanted to learn. So when it comes to the sound goals and all that, I'm excited about that because I feel like it's definitely going to be something that I want to learn anyway. And it being a course is going to give me the opportunity to like kind of like set a goal instead of just being like a and then I'll be able to offer my services to people for sound therapy. And I won't have to say I'm a DJ because I would like to work with the metaphysical aspects of music and tone and frequency. Which is just like the natural next step, honestly. It's scary though, you guys. I don't like working for myself. I'm not that type of boss. You can ask my kids. Like, I don't boss people around. I don't tell people what to do. Like, I just make it very clear what you should and shouldn't do, or what you can and can't do. And then, you know, hopefully you're smart enough. My job is to lead by example. Like, the fuck? What am I doing right now? How did I get to this position? How was I supposed to get in this position? know how y'all feel about that.
I think it'll be kind of cool though. I was thinking about maybe doing some of the courses or like learning on stream just so you can see like the growth. Because I literally have no experience with it. I have a couple of like meditation bowls and like song bowls that I've had, you know, or like I had some in my classroom that got fucking basically stolen because they wouldn't let me get my shit. I'm excited to learn the what's and whys, and I'm really good at making like specific plans and like curriculum and things like that. So I know I'd be able to do some really good sessions for like different things. Getting a venue, I never tried to get a venue before, but I was thinking about it, and people like spaces so much. People use spaces for like parties, they host different things. And it's like, I know people that are like masseuses, I know people that are DJs, I know people that are yoga instructors, I know people that host book clubs and things like that. So it's like, you know, like if I do find a venue that would be good for the type of therapies that I want to do, then I could utilize the space as a rental space as well for people that want to use that space when I'm not using it. Because it wouldn't be like a full-time, you know, 9 to 5 type of thing. It would be like sessions at this time, on these dates, for these reasons, sign up in advance, and then, you know, the rest of the time the space would be empty. So yeah, but you know, then comes getting guaranteed income out of that, so like marketing and all of that, which is always the only part that sucks. I don't like the idea of doing something for the money. It comes back to that. But yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm nervous about it, but I don't really have another plan. But yeah, my only other plan is to just like apply to work for a random place that's selling stuff. I mean, at this point, because of how I was fired and what the accusations are and how fucking wrong, like it's not even the fact. Even if they were true, it would be bad, but the fact that it's not true is like, I don't even want to apply to places, because it's like, I know how I would read it, if that makes sense, and it's just like, trying to explain to people, it's like trying to explain to people why my ex had a restraining order against me, and it's like, well, because when I tried to file one against him, because he was disrupting the property while I was at work, because he had no job, went to the court and told them that I was the problem. And because I just wanted something in writing, I asked the judge to grant it. If you actually read the papers, you will see that there was no violence or anything like that occurred. But nobody's actually going to take the time to do that, because it's just easier to say, no, there are other candidates. And I shouldn't have to deal with that, but that's what happens when you get involved with petty people. So just pay attention if you notice someone's petty or doing dangerous, crazy shit. Because for me, I had the mentality of, I am the best partner I've ever known, and I'm not a cheater, and therefore, even though I know this person is crazy, he won't be crazy with me because I won't do anything wrong. Right? Can't get mad at me if I don't do anything to make you mad. But you motherfucker got mad at me for doing something that made me mad. What? Yeah. So, starting my own therapy. And I'm thinking, like, what I would want to do is actually make it into, like I said, like an actual wellness space. So it wouldn't be like a yoga studio. In fact, I wouldn't want to call it a yoga studio, people came, they know that it's not going to be just, a standard yoga session. And they're going to be doing some shit with some stuff that's different, that's new, and hopefully transformative. But yeah, so that's on the docket as far as what's up next for me. I know I haven't been talking about it. Like I've said to most of you guys, I make these videos, I make these streams to teach, to help you guys progress in areas that you may be relating to in my life. Obviously, I'm going through it in a lot of ways, but still finding a way to survive. And so yeah, I know that there's probably this like, oh, like, you're not working, and like, what are you doing? It's not something that I'm not dealing with. I think I've mentioned it's just something that adding attention to it is just going to cause more stress. So yeah, and I've tried to talk to people about unemployment. I have an actual lawyer, and my lawyer was like, he's like, yeah, well, once they deny you, then I can help you. He's like, I can't help you until they deny you. I'm like, it's been months, bruh. Like, how long does it take for them to make a decision? Oh my god. That's very strange to me. I don't know if this is normal. Like, how do people do this? Anyway, I hope you all have a good rest of your week. It's Thursday, so I'll be back on Sunday for Sunday stretching. And I may or may not have my blue hair in when I come back. We'll see. Toodaloo, motherfuckers.